Welcome to our video on Astrology Compatibility Horoscope for Zodiac signs of Taurus the Bull and Pisces the Fish, along with Zodiac angels for these specific signs being Asmodel for Taurus and Amnitziel for Pisces. First, our disclaimer. Watching this video or reading the document attached to it is an act of spiritual willpower, and any such action is considered magic. High magic should be used with all mindfulness, since powerful forces of manifestation are unleashed. This is intended exclusively for entertainment purposes. I'm Pastor Rosemary, the Astrology Angel. I'm a Rosicrucian seer, biblical astrologer. I'm a Christian psychic and a Gnostic mystic. And this is a Readings by Rosemary angelic transmission. Taurus the Bull is an earth sign. And the bull is fixed earth and is the nighttime habitation of the planet Venus, planet of love, and therefore Venus rules over Taurus, especially at night. Now, the Planetary Archangel of Venus is Anael. So we have Anael of Venus and Asmodel of Taurus, the Zodiac Angel of Taurus, along with Uriel. That's a U-R-I-E-L, Uriel, who is the elemental archangel of Earth and therefore of Taurus the Bull. Now, that's because Taurus is fixed Earth. So of all the Earth signs, cardinal Earth is Capricorn, fixed Earth is Taurus, Capricorn the goat, cardinal Earth, Taurus the Bull, fixed Earth, and for the mutable sign we have Virgo the Virgin, which is mutable Earth. Okay, so Capricorn is fire of Earth, and the fixed would be air of Earth, and then water of Earth is for Virgo, for the mutable. Okay, so that's why we take all of these together. When you take all of these together and you have all the earth signs, you have the elemental archangel whose name is Uriel with a U-R-I-E-L, and Uriel is the archangel of Earth, the Earth Angel that they wrote a song about, I think. So the Earth Angel, Angel of Earth, Uriel. And this is the Merkaba field of the Archangel Uriel. And this is, it looks like a three-dimensional Star of David. This is the Merkaba field with the tetrahedron that points up and the one that points down. Okay? And again, it's a three-dimensional Merkaba field. And you see it has many different angles that you can see it at. Yep. Okay. And so this is for Uriel. Now, if you want to talk about what you would use for Venus too, this is good because Venus is sort of an earthy type of energy. And for Asmodel, again, that's an earth sign, so you want to go ahead and use Uriel. So this is very good for this compatibility. Okay. Now, the tarot card that we want to go over for you for this next is for Taurus is the Hierophant card. So another way to invoke Taurus energy is to evoke or invoke the Taurus card associated in the tarot deck is the Hierophant, and it's in this deck, in the Rider-Waite deck. It's card number 5. Okay, the Hierophant. Okay, it's like a priest, sort of, someone who's sitting there and is dispensing the law between Joachim and Boaz. Okay? All right. Now, as we get into the sign of Pisces the Fish, Pisces the Fish is a water sign. A water sign, thank you. And the fish is mutable water. And it's the nighttime dwelling of the planet of Jupiter. Okay, so Jupiter is the ruler of Pisces. It's the first ruler. The second ruler is Neptune. So during the nighttime, Jupiter will be in Pisces as being its habitation, its abode. That's where it dwells at night. Now Jupiter would dwell during the daytime in Sagittarius. That's the fire sign. So fire, masculine day, and Pisces, water, feminine night. That's how that works. It's kind of similar to yin and yang. Yin being cold and moist and feminine, and dark and yang being hot and fiery and masculine and dry. See, they're very, these things are correspond, they're just different languages. It's the same thing. All right. Now, so Jupiter is the planet of health and wealth. So Pisces the Fish has a lot to do with health and wealth and generosity. And the divine tone of Pisces is I believe, whereas the divine tone of Taurus is I have. Taurus is about what you have, your possessions, your money, and Pisces is about spirituality and is about what you believe. And the age of Pisces that we've left now was the age of belief, believing. And now we're going into Aquarius, which is about knowing. I know. The divine tone of Aquarius is I know. So now focusing on Pisces still though. Okay, so this is the elemental Merkaba field for the Archangel Gabriel, who presides over all the water signs. And since Pisces is mutable water, this would be the Merkaba field with the tetrahedron pointing down and one up that represents water, the Archangel of water, and all the water signs, Gabriel. Cardinal water, or fire of water, is Cancer the crab. Fixed water, or air of water, is Scorpio the scorpion. And Pisces is water of water, mutable water. So you know how fish kind of flit about and kind of mutable. They don't stay in one place that long, and they're easily chased away, but they come back and then they go away again and they come back. That's Pisces the fish. That's mutable water. That's the nature of that sign. Okay, now those are and also generosity and you find that Pisces are very they're not only generous, but they're pleasant. They have pleasant personalities and they're pleasant to be around and usually kind of cheer people up. Okay, so that's a lot of the Pisces energy. Where Taurus is very stabilizing and about being, having a lot of stable things. So Pisces and Taurus actually works very well together. Now the planetary archangel of Jupiter is Sachiel, Archangel Sachiel. It's for Jupiter. And so we have Sachiel and Amnitziel. So Amnitziel is the Zodiac angel, Amnitziel for the sign of Pisces the fish, okay? The Zodiac angel. Now Gabriel, who is the elemental archangel, again, the elemental archangel Gabriel, elemental archangel of water and therefore of Pisces the fish. But wait, that's not all. Pisces has a second ruling planet of Neptune. Neptune to the Romans, Poseidon to the Greeks in legend, whose planetary archangel is Asariel. Okay, Asariel for Neptune. Now the tarot card for Pisces is the moon. Okay, we have the moon card. So the moon is for Pisces. Okay, and this is number 18. Pisces. This is the tarot card. Now, this is for. They also represent Hebrew letters. So the moon card is represented by the letter Kof, whereas the high priestess, who is the moon in tarot, the moon is the planetary aspect for the high priestess, who sits between Yaakov and Boaz. That represents the Hebrew letter Gimel. Or this is the moon, which doesn't represent the moon, it represents Pisces, the fish. It represents a zodiac sign, not a planet. So the moon represents, the moon card represents Pisces, the fish in tarot. And it's all from Kabbalah, okay? And this is, the Hebrew letter is Kof, which means back of head. Gimel means camel for the high priestess, which is kind of the pathway to the higher self, whereas the moon, Pisces, that is Kof, back of head. That is the unconscious mind. That is the unconscious mind. Some say the subconscious, unconscious, but that part of the mind, whereas the sun card would represent the conscious mind, okay? All right. Now, so as you see, we have a lot of elemental archangels, and we have planetary archangels, and we have zodiac angels that all need to first get along within each sign themselves. So all the signs, within each element, they have to get along, and then they have to get along. The planets have to get along with the zodiac signs, and the zodiac signs and the planetary signs, archangels have to get along with the elemental archangels. The elemental archangels, and then with all the other astrological signs. So it's all about relationships. And this is all from Kabbalah, and Kabbalah is all about relationships, because relationships are the key. And I've often wondered why money is considered by many people to be more important than people. Why is money considered more important? And the reason is, there's a good reason for it. It's actually a very good reason that money is more important than people in some schools of thought. Some people believe that. And the reason that might not be such a bad thing is because money represents the relationship of one person to another. It's the giving and receiving. And Kabbalah is all about giving and receiving. And one Sephirah being the giver to another Sephirah, and that Sephirah being giving to another Sephirah, and being a receiver to the Sephirah above it. And they say, except if the top Sephirah, which is Keter, is the top and only bestows, and the bottom Sephirah, which is Malkut, only receives. But wait, Keter is in Malkut, and Malkut is in Keter. There's always another tree stuck right on there, so they're all hooked together. Where the Malkut of a higher world, like the higher world, they have those four worlds: king, queen, prince, princess world, where the higher world's Malkut is stuck onto the Keter of the lower world, and it goes down, and you have your four worlds. And there's all kinds of gradations, of course, but there's four basic worlds in Kabbalah, and there's all kinds of associations that go with that. So it's all about relationships, because money represents our relationships. So in that sense, it represents what they consider to be God. There's a diagram that I used to have, and I'll have to look it up and put it on another video, on our next compatibility video. But there's a diagram. I'm not sure. I think it's from the medieval times. I'm not sure, but it has three spheres, and it says is not, and then the lines that connect these spheres is not. So kind of the Trinity, Father, Son, Holy Ghost, is not God, is not God, is not God. But the one in the center, where they all connect, where they come from the outside and they point in, is. So it's the relationship when they all come together into that one sphere, where the Trinity comes together in the one, that becomes God, that we cannot fathom, that we cannot comprehend. Okay, so that's why money being more important than people, meaning that it's not that I'm more important than you, or that you're more important than me, or that you're more important than him, or she's more important than her. It's that what's more important than all that is, how does he relate to her, and how does she relate to him, and how does she relate to her, and how does she relate to her, and how does she relate to him, and her relate to her? How do they relate? That's God. And right now, we've used money to be that thing how we relate to each other. And that's something how we're learning, through modern technology, to use things besides money to have relationships. Even before, when you send somebody a letter and it wasn't money, that was a relationship. When you send somebody a letter, or you send somebody, or you call somebody on the phone, or you send someone a telegram. Before all the technology, it was the relationship. So in that way, when people say that saying that money is more important than people is a bad thing, when you think about it, it's really not. It really is a godly thing. And that's why they say, God, we trust on the money, because it's your relationship. And do you trust that person? It's all about trust. And it's all about how, all the mathematical equations about how people relate to each other. That's what Kabbalah is all about. And there's all kinds of YouTube videos and things on the internet, websites, all about Kabbalah. Kabbalah with a K, Kabbalah with a C, Kabbalah starts with a Q. They're all different, but there's a lot of very learned academics out there. You should study Kabbalah. There's a lot of very important things to learn, and the Zohar is the most important book, and the Sefer Yetzirah is another important book. I have those books, and they're very, very deep, important books. And I'm just now beginning to scratch the surface of what they actually mean from all the teachers that have been trying to teach me about Kabbalah, which I really enjoy. And this is about the compatibility, okay, and how one sign relates to another, and they're like formulas. And that's what astrology is. It's about the formulas and how things relate to each other. Okay? Now, the elemental archangels that we're going to go over here, the elemental archangels For Taurus, it is Earth, as we mentioned. So it's going to be Earth for Taurus, and it's going to be water for Pisces. So Earth and water compatibility. Now, Earth and water are both feminine elements. They're yin, if you know about Chinese yin and yang. They're yin in nature. And Earth is greatly nurtured by water. Nevertheless, masculine elements such as air and fire are necessary. They're very important, also ingredients for Earth to be made fecund by water. Okay? Water and Earth very, very nurturing together. But again, you need the other things to really make it happen, of course. But generally speaking, they work like air and water isn't so compatible. But they're both necessary in nature. But I'm saying Earth and water are very compatible, very, very compatible. Now, elemental archangel Uriel rules over all the earth signs, of which Taurus the Bull again is fixed Earth, being heir of Earth. Elemental archangel Gabriel rules over all the water signs, of which Pisces the Fish is mutable water, being water of water. Therefore, elemental archangel Uriel and elemental archangel Gabriel, so Uriel, the Merkaba field of Uriel, the Merkaba field of Gabriel, have friendly, nurturing, and encouraging compatibility. Okay, so they work well together. All right. Now, a very good friend of mine, a psychic that I used to do psychic readings with, used to work with as a psychic. His name is David, and he made these for me. These Merkaba fields and of fire, water, air, and earth, and he just gave them to me out of the goodness of his heart, and they're beautiful. I like to show them to people, and he's a very talented person who can create these kind of things, and he's also a very gifted psychic. Okay. Now, the planetary archangels Venus, Jupiter, and Neptune compatibility. The planetary archangels of Venus, of Jupiter, and of Neptune. We're going to talk about the compatibility thereof. Now, Venus is the planet of love, sex, and romance, as you know. Now, Jupiter is the merciful father, and Neptune is the planet of psychic imaginings associated with Poseidon, god of the sea in Greek legends. Now, Venus rules over Taurus, bringing her sort of sensual nature and her desire for creature comforts into the relationship. Love has a poisonous side. You've got to understand it has a poisonous side when unrequited, and we all must remember that hate and love go hand in hand. Remember, as the cliche goes, indifference is the opposite of love, not hate. So indifference is the opposite of a love-hate liaison. Love and hate go hand in hand. Indifference is the opposite. Okay. Now, Jupiter and Neptune rule over Pisces, with Jupiter bringing generosity and a desire to dominate others through this forgiving father's kindness into the mix. So the generosity of Pisces has a dominating effect, and it has a dominating intent, although that might not be consciously aware, but the dominating to protect and to care for and to give to. Not necessarily to do anything bad to, but I'm just saying it's part of it. The domination is part of the generosity. Now, Neptune associates with our Earth's oceans and seas. Neptune is a distant planet possessing sort of an otherworldly dreaminess that can bring refreshing inspiration or nightmarish mirage and hallucinations. So there's two sides of every coin. Okay, you've got planet of love in Venus, but you've got a poisonous side. You've got Neptune, or Poseidon to the Greeks, a planet possessing sort of that otherworldly dreaminess, but it can bring inspiration and a refreshing inspiration, but it can bring nightmarish mirages and hallucinations. Okay. Now, zodiac angels for Taurus and Pisces, the compatibility of the zodiac angels. Taurus zodiac angel Asmodel and Pisces zodiac angel Amnitziel get along well in relationships that require nurturing. Nurturing, because they're both good at nurturing, because Pisces is generous and Taurus possesses and has, and it collects money and that kind of thing and possessions, and makes sure that everybody has what they need. Now, Taurus's Asmodel, Taurus the Bull, wants slow and methodical long-term commitment with practical goals towards comfort, ease, and luxury, while Pisces Amnitziel also enjoys soothing environments. And although adventure, excitement, and a sense of novelty must be included if you want to keep Pisces the Fish happy. Now Pisces, and therefore Amnitziel, the Zodiac Angel Amnitziel of Pisces, is quicker to get into new relationships and is more likely to have a more difficult time making up their minds than Asmodel of Taurus, okay? Especially in regards to their love lives, because Taurus is fixed, it's a fixed earth sign, okay? And Pisces is a mutable water sign. So Pisces fixed earth, it's, you know, right there. And they dig in the heels, right? You know, the bull, it's really strong. And whereas Pisces the Fish, they're sort of, you know, they flit around, okay? They come back, but they go and come back, okay? Now just imagine a relationship between a bull and a fish, and you get the idea. Even though the fish won't be eaten by the vegetarian bull, a fish is out of their water element, and the bull is not able to walk on water nor swim without scuba equipment. So they can't go down. Okay, so you understand that the bull and the fish, since they're different elements, they're not always going to be on the same page. They're nurturing, and they're both feminine signs, and they're yin in nature, but they're not always going to be comfortable in the environment of the other. All right. Information found in this document is based on the oral tradition known as Kabbalah, taught to me by Rosicrucian clergy when I was but a young girl, the facts of which I have committed to memory. Thank you for joining us, and please join us again.